Hello there, I'm Nigel.
Hi, I'm Kerry.
This is our YouTube channel, Be the Alternative.
Okay, so in this episode, we're going to talk about sentience, about levels of creatures, levels of animals. This was brought up in a video we've just recorded it. I don't know when I'm going to release it, but we just recorded where we were talking about parasites, and we were talking about. I think you made a comment about your life being comparable
To a flea.
to a flea, and I think we had a disagreement there, so we thought we'd make a video about it. So essentially, what we're saying is, as vegans, we want to cause. Where are you going? We want some chocolates to be eating while we're filming. What we're saying is, as vegans, that we want to minimise the harm and suffering that we're inflicting on animals, which is essentially the goal of veganism, to do least harm to fewest victims as far as practical and possible. But when you get down to the real nuts and bolts, you've got to consider, again, let's have a thought experiment about if you've got, I really can't think of a reason why you would have to make this choice, but say you had a choice, say I had the choice between taking Kerry's chocolate out of her mouth. No. Why do you have to eat chocolate while we're doing a recording?
Just I'm a human being.
She's a human being. I bought her some chocolates, so she decided to eat them. Right, okay, back to it. So if you had, in a thought experiment, that you had to have, make a choice where you had to kill one animal versus another animal, and let's take it to the extreme. You had either to kill a fly or a human. So in your case, you were saying, if I had to make the choice between killing Kerry and killing a fly, then in my mind, of course I'm going to kill the fly. Now, even if Kerry wasn't someone that I knew and loved, even if she was just a random stranger, I would still choose Kerry's life over a fly's life. And a large part of that has got to do with how sentient those two creatures are, how sentient the fly is versus how sentient Kerry is. And I guess when it comes down to it, you've got to, I've drawn two extremes there, but when you bring them closer and closer together, would you say, for example, comparing a mouse to a cow, or a cat to a dog? And then as it gets closer, the decision, I guess, gets harder and harder. And in that thought experiment where you had to kill one versus the other, how do you decide? And for me, that obviously, I won't want to kill either. But the way I would make that decision is on how sentient, how capable of rational thought that particular animal was. I think you look at it slightly differently.
Well, yeah, because you're determining what's entitled to life based upon their emotional intelligence.
How else would you do it in that scenario, though?
You could argue that it's absolutely fine to kill a mentally handicapped child, but not a completely intelligent, like world-renowned octopus. If by that same logic.
So you're saying that, using my logic, I would choose to kill the child rather than the octopus?
If you were consistently following the logic, if you're saying about the self-awareness, when you compare as a poorly child that hasn't got many faculties, and then you have a creature like a dolphin that can communicate, on such a high level with its fellow dolphins.
No, I am saying that. So in that scenario, if there was a,
but no one would make that choice.
It doesn't have to be a child. If there was a human being, so generally speaking, I know it doesn't feel like that, especially on social media, but generally speaking, human beings are highly intelligent. Yeah, can't believe I said that, but you know what I mean. and that it's not the intelligence so much. I mean, the thing is about vegan, it's do they feel pain, and of course they all feel pain.
This is an argument outside
This
of
is an argument
veganism.
outside of veganism, really. It's more of a moral thing. So, do you value the life of even the most stupid human? I'm not talking about mental or physical disabilities. I'm talking about some people that are actually just stupid. Do you value their life over, in your example, a dolphin or a porpoise or something like that?
My answer would be categorically no. So, and that's not because I'm following your logic, that's because I'm a misanthrope. So I have a bias, but I recognise that.
Right. Okay. Well, let's take humans out of it then. Let's
Mhm.
compare. Let's compare a chimpanzee
Mhm.
to a dolphin. How
Mhm.
would you decide then?
I don't think I would. I don't think I
No,
could.
but in this sort, let's not design the thought experiment. But in some bizarre thought experiment where you literally had to, okay, let's make it nice and easy. You've got some evil person who says, "I'm going to kill that monkey and that dolphin unless you pick one of them, and then I'll save the one that you pick." So by not doing it, it's a bit like the trolley problem, isn't it? If you do nothing, they'll both die, but you can choose which one to save.
What's the method of me killing it?
No, you do. I'm right. I'm the bad person. I'm the evil genius, and I'm okay. I'm not a genius. Am I evil? Right. Okay. So the evil genius says to you, in 30 seconds, I will shoot through the head that monkey and that dolphin, unless you tell me not to kill one of them. I'll still kill the other one, but either they'll both die in 30 seconds or only one will die in 30 seconds. Choose.
Then there's two things that occur to me. So one is that I will choose out of my own bias for the liking of the creature, which I think most people would. You will have a preference. Everyone with every single creature that you could possibly name will have a preference, either because you think they're cuter, because you prefer sea animals to land animals. It could be anything along those lines, So you are going to pick based off your own predetermined biases towards one animal or the other. In that scenario, you are. But
so you're not taking into account the intelligence, the sentience of that creature. You're taking
no, because when it comes to animals, I couldn't possibly. I don't see them like that. I see them as more. Yes,
okay.
I'm the classic militant vegan. I see animals as more precious than humans, but I don't. I don't see a
Okay, well
distinction.
let's take it in a different tack then. It's two of the same species, so it's two monkeys, two dolphins. So you've got two dolphins,
And then it will revert to which one you have the most emotional attachment to.
two dolphins who you've never met.
No, simply from an atmosphere. It's the same with humans. If you were presented with the same scenario with two humans in a room, and this guy saying, "I'm going to shoot this person in the head, and I'm going to shoot this person in the head." If they're identical twins, to make it simpler, because again, you would have a personal preference whether it's male, female, how they looked, if they reminded you of someone, you're going to have a
Okay.
preference. So use the identical twins
Right.
as an example. One of them will have looked at you more than the other. One of them will have said something to you, maybe pleaded louder. One of them will have appeared more noble and said, just let it be me. All of those things are going to have a factor in what decisions you make.
Okay, let's take it a bit further then. So it's two identical twins.
Yep.
Who you've been told about, but you've had no interaction. You've not seen them. You don't know if they're male, female. You don't know if they're old or young. You don't know anything about them. They're not being able to make eye contact with you. You've not even seen them. You've not smelt them. You've not heard them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're told that they're two identical twins. But you're also told that one of them has had an accident and that's made them essentially brain dead. They're still alive,
Mm-hmm.
but they're on a ventilator, for example.
Well, you're obviously going to choose that one.
To live or to die?
To die.
Right. Okay. Why?
Because the other one has longer to live, so you don't feel as guilty. It's nothing to do with their brain function. It's to lessen your own guilt as a human being, to be able to justify it further down the line.
Okay. Let's no, this is interesting. So let's pull it back out again. Let's make it so they are different now.
Mhm.
And again, let's talk about a dolphin and a dog.
Yep.
And you don't know anything about you've not seen the dog or the dolphin. You've not stroked the dog or played with the dolphin or swam with it or anything like that. You're saying you would choose on the fact that you prefer dogs to dolphins, or you prefer dolphins to dogs?
I still think people would, yeah. Just the preconceived notion in their head. It's like, if you haven't seen them, they're not in the same room, this bloke's gonna do something to both of them or one of them. An image in your head will appear of a dog, and it'll be a dog that you have a fondness for or a particular breed that you love. Similarly with a dolphin, you'll see them, diving in and out of the sea. One of those feelings is going to be pulling you stronger one way or the other.
Okay. What if there were creatures that you had little first-hand experience? So let's say it was a zebra and a gazelle.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got less.
I would say they're pretty evenly matched in terms of their. Oh, I don't know what the words are. They're pretty similar, aren't they, anatomically?
Yeah, to a degree. How would you choose in that respect?
Again, I think it comes down to personal preference. I mean, I can see a gazelle in my head and I can see a zebra in my head. And it would purely. I don't think there would be as much attachment with an animal that's further removed from your own knowledge. So an animal that is in another country, like those that I've perhaps not seen, with an exception of in a zoo when I was much younger.
Mm.
You haven't got those preconceived likes or dislikes. I think you would have a much easier time just saying one or the other, but you would feel guilty.
But it'd almost be an arbitrary decision. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's change it again. So let's say it was. Let's keep with dolphin. So you've got a dolphin in one hand.
I'm purposely picking my favourite animals.
Well, let's take it. You've got an orangutan.
Yeah.
You like orangutans as well, don't you?
I like all animals.
Okay. All right. It's an animal that you don't like. No, seriously. It's an orangutan and a mouse.
Yeah.
What are you going to pick?
What I would pick is probably different to what most people would use as the decision-making tool. So I think, strangely, a lot of people would pick on size.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think a lot of people would say, well, the orangutan's bigger and more closely related to humans. I'll save the orangutan.
And would you say that?
No, I think I would have an incredibly difficult time picking.
So you're honestly saying that you would potentially let a mouse live over an orangutan?
I would, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not most people.
No, I think I would. I don't think it would be even a hard decision. Well, it'd be a hard decision because I'd be causing an animal to die, but I wouldn't be thinking like that. I'd be saving an animal. I wouldn't be killing an animal.
One factor you could think about is lifespan. So a mouse will traditionally die within the first year of life, quite commonly, from either attacks or hunger or diseases, whereas orangutans can have definitely.
This could be an orangutan that's a year off its life expectancy. You wouldn't know that. Okay, what if it was an orangutan and 10 mice? Does the number matter? So this guy's either going to kill one orangutan or 10 mice or 100 mice or 1,000 mice. When does it affect it, and at what number does it affect it?
I don't feel like the number affects it drastically.
So if it's 10 to 1, you're saying you might choose to kill 10 mice versus one orangutan. So you're effectively you're saving one life versus saving 10 lives. Again, it's the trolley problem, I suppose, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But that's why the trolley problem is the trolley problem, because people find it notoriously difficult.
Yeah.
And it's not because of the number of people, it's because of the consciousness of human beings that the trolley problem is an issue, I think. Because of it's more about your actions than it is the people.
Yeah, but in this case, this evil genius is going to kill all 11. You can save one of them, or you can
If
save 10
someone's
of
an
them.
evil genius, they probably will anyway. They're just trying to make you feel...
They're an honest evil genius. Is there such a thing as an honest evil genius?
Again, I think I'm probably the oddball here, because I don't think that the number matters. Because if it was a case, present it in a different way.
Okay.
I'll turn it around to you.
Okay.
So you either have the choice to save me, or you have the choice to save 10 random strangers.
I'd save you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not proving one or the other. What it's proving is that numbers don't really matter if you have a preference. I'm not saying that's my preference. I'm saying that in many people's case, the preference would still far outweigh the number of the other animal.
Okay. Let's take this back to veganism. We did a video about crop death. Right. That's a version of this, because we're choosing to save ourselves versus the animals that die to produce the food that we eat.
But that becomes a different argument, doesn't it? That becomes a matter of preservation of life, which is inherent in practically every living creature. It's not a choice between two other people's lives. This is something personal.
Yeah. Difficult, isn't it?
I'm outsmarting you, aren't I?
She's outsmarted me. Damn.
It's an interesting topic, though.
It's an interesting topic, and I'm not sure we've got to the bottom of it. I'm not sure we ever would get to the bottom of it.
I think you can keep digging and digging and digging.
And then you get to Australia. Unless the world's flat, in which case you...
Right. Flat? Your favourite animal?
Yeah.
Are dogs. By far and away. We had this discussion, I don't know how many times. It's weird, because I actually mentioned this to him the other night. I said, aside from dogs, what's your favourite animal? And nearly 5 years into a relationship, you'd think you'd know that, because we know everything about each other. But he just loves all animals. It's not really something that you've had to think about. And you really struggled, didn't you? You struggled to think of any other animal that could...
Other than dogs.
Other than dogs, even though you love all animals.
Yeah.
That come even close. So, same question back at you. 2 dogs. Choose between them. You know nothing about either of them. Or the same follow on. 1 dog, 2 dogs, 1 dog, 3 dogs.
Well, I'd always choose to save the most dogs I possibly could.
Even if one was a very, very large dog and one was a small one, the others were small dogs.
Again, I don't think the size really...
I think it would factor in for some people, but does not necessarily do it. So I think it differs for people.
So if it was like 10 Chihuahuas versus a St. Bernard or something, or a Great Dane.
But then your preference is coming in. This is what I was talking about, because you don't particularly like small dogs.
No, I do like... Okay, I love all dogs, but
of all...
my least favourite dog is a small dog.
So you will lean towards a St. Bernard. Just instinctively.
Yeah, but I guess it'd be saying that I'd save 1 St. Bernard over 10 Chihuahuas.
This is what I'm saying.
Are we bad vegans? Am I a bad vegan? Are you a bad vegan?
You're a bad vegan. I'm saying I'm saving them all. And I'm killing the evil genius and grabbing those animals and getting out of there. So I got a gun in my pocket.
I thought you were pleased to see me.
Not today.
Okay. Have we done enough for this?
I think so. It's an interesting thing to mull over.
What do you guys think? Put some
indulge us in our madness.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's been interesting. Well, I found it interesting. If you found it interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe anyway. It all helps.
Stop
the algorithm.
Begging people for attention.
Please like me, please.
Stop it. It's pathetic.
We're not clowns, are we?
No.
No. Right. Seriously, thanks for staying with us this far into one of our stranger videos. We do appreciate it. We'll be back again soon with something equally as bizarre.
Bizarre. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so thank you for that. If you enjoyed that discussion, then please like, share, and
Subscribe.
should we say something else? Okay. Bye.